Right. You need to adjust your screen a little bit for us.
Adjust my screen.
Yes, I'm seeing half of your face.
What? But you weren't seeing half of my face before. Oh,
Right.
there goes that better.
That's much better. How are
You
you doing?
change the thing. I'm a little distressed. I can't find it. I see it's back.
Okay.
My this thing won't open.
So, it's a Friday.
It is. And on a Friday, we usually are, doing this thing called Engage, and
Yeah.
everything would work. But except today, it's decided that it's not working.
Has the technology gotten a hold of you?
I don't know what is happening. It's not working.
Oh,
Oh,
you have the thing here? Oh. So how was your day? Let's start there. Let me hear
actually,
you.
it wasn't a bad day. It was
Yeah.
an okay day. I didn't go to the gym today because I was tired, so I'm gonna
Mhm.
brave it tomorrow
Right.
and see what happens.
Good. And you had a good week?
I don't know if I could get this thing working so I could know. Eh?
And you had a good week. I'm trying to
I think we'll have to. You're breaking up.
Okay. All right. So let me just take a break, sort you out, and come back. All right. Hold
I
on.
will come
Yeah.
back. Yes.
Yeah. This National Heroes Day, Monday, October 18. Love No One will share with you the recording of the Sermon of Investiture and presentation of National Awards 2021. The ceremony will be aired live at 9 a.m. and it will be across the social media platforms. That's the Ceremony of Investiture and presentation of National Awards 2021, and it will be live right here on Family Station Love 101.
Listen for Something More with Bishop Harold Blair immediately after the awards ceremony on Love 101. On Sunday, October 17, the government, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sports will host the National Heritage Week Thanksgiving Church service at 9 a.m. at the New Testament Church of God at 6 Waltham Park Road under the theme Saluting Our Heroes, Safeguarding Our Legacy. The speaker, Dr. Carl Cunningham, Director of Sabbath School and Personal Ministries in the East Jamaica Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Senior government officials and other dignitaries will share during the service. It's the National Heritage Week Thanksgiving service. It will be live on the family station Love 101. Listen for the service from the Bethel Baptist Church immediately after.
On Saturday, October 16, Love 101 will journey to where hospitality is at its best. We will take a stop at the Glen Rock Hotel in cool Mandeville. We will hear all that the Glen Rock Hotel has to offer and show you why it's a great place to get away, to relax, refocus, and regroup. It's our special stop on a Saturday morning, Saturday, October 16 at 11 a.m. We're live on the family station Love 101.
I'm love him forever, Jesus, I'm his savior, so we love him.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness invites members of the public to attend a vaccination site Saturday, October 16 to receive their first and second dose of the AstraZeneca and the single dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The sites are as follows: St. Elizabeth, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Santa Cruz Health Center, Black River Health Center, and the Sandybank Primary School. Trelawney, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Falmouth Health Center, Rio Bueno Health Center, and from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Albert Town Square. Kingston and St. Andrew, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the St. Joseph's Hospital, Maxfield Park Health Center, the Haney Park Health Center, and St. William Grant Park. Hanover, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Lucy Bus Park and the Askanish Health Center. Portland, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Neville Antonio Park and the Hope Bay Health Center. St. Mary, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Dover Community Center and Windsor Castle Bible Truth International Assembly. Clarendon, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Clarendon Municipal Corporation Compound, Spalding Health Center, Thompson Town Health Center, and the Lionel Town Health Center. St. Anne, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Queen Hythe Health Center, Mount Wadi Primary School, Madras Mobile Unit, Gibraltar Baptist Church, and Sedella Marley Booker Basic 9 Miles Basic School. St. James, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Mega Mart, and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Montego Bay Comprehensive Health Center. Westmoreland, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Savannah Lamar Health Center, Garniston Health Center, and the White House Health Center. St. Catherine, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Twickenham Open Bible Church, Linstead Anglican Church, Faith Temple Children's Church, Central Village Community Center, Old Harbor Bay Primary School, St. Jago Park Health Center, and the Brayton Primary School. St. Thomas, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at East Albion, all phases. And Manchester, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Mandeville Town Center, Christiana Town Center, and Alligator Pond. And from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at H&L Rapid True Value. Persons should take their vaccination card, a government-issued identification, or letter from a justice of the peace to the site. Let's get vaccinated and get back to life.
Okay, I think we've got it all sorted now. This is a very interesting look here. This is Engage. It's your drive time entertainment and lifestyle choice right here on the family station Love 101. I'm Kalando. Well, it's an early Heroes Day celebration inside Engage, and we want to keep you in mind and as you reflect on the hero in your life. Heroes are not giant statues framed against a red sky. They are people who say, this is my community and it's my responsibility to make it better. So said author Tim McCall. And that leads me right into tell you what's coming up in our update. Bob Marley's life story. Well, it's going to be told in music in London's West End. If you're in those parts and you're feeling very cultural, then you can check that out. Gospel singer Glacia Robinson. Well, she's going to be honored for her contribution to gospel music. And hundreds of Jamaicans are to benefit from the new care grant. Okay, I guess some families are going to take care of that. In your world of music, we feature Ian Spencer, and he is going to tell us he's going to give us a taste of his soulful voice on his album, Great Is Your Love. Well, this is Engage. It's a drive time, lifestyle, and entertainment choice, and it's on the family station. Am I going to go straight to it, or are you gonna come back?
No, go straight to it. Yes. Go straight
All right,
to
so
it.
you're gonna cue up my music for me. I'm gonna tell you the updates. I'm waiting for my music. All right. Is that it? Music? Fantastic. Songbird Glacia Robinson is basking in gratefulness for after receiving a Trailblazer Award from the Caribbean Gospel Legend Music Awards for her contribution in gospel music. The Caribbean Legend Music Awards was founded by Dr. Delroy Lingo in 2018 in Trinidad and Tobago for recognition of music legends and distinguished community personnel. Glacia took Instagram, she went on Instagram early this week in celebration of her achievement. I want to say congrats to you, Glacia, and wish you all the best as you continue to make even greater contributions to gospel music. So the Jamaica Information Service is saying approximately 350,000 Jamaicans, are expected to benefit from the new grants under the government's COVID allocation of resources for employees care, which is being expanded with a further budgetary allocation of $5.3 billion. Over a period of 6 months, one-off grants ranging from $10,000 to $80,000 will be provided for vulnerable people in 6 categories, a total of $3.7 billion. This was announced by Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. the Honorable Nigel Clark, who reiterated the government's commitment to put more resources into people's hands as economic conditions improve. Well, we look forward to okay, so you can check that one out in terms of stay close to the news to figure out if you qualify or your family qualifies. Well, it's for employees, so I guess you need to be employed. Did you get anything when the last one happened? The last care package?
No.
Care government?
No.
Maybe you need to make sure you get in on this one then, because
I was busy handing out packages to people.
You were busy handing out packages. Well,
Yes.
those packages didn't come from the government, though.
I'm quite aware.
On the international scene, according to Reuters.com, the song and life of the late Jamaican reggae star Bob Marley are coming to London's West End in a new musical celebrating his legacy. Get Up, Stand Up is the Bob Marley musical, is what it's called. It's going to premiere at Lyric Theatre this month, and it follows Marley's rise from Kingston's ghettos to international stardom. Born in 1945 in the rural town of 9 Mile in St. Anne, Marley became a global superstar with hits such as No Woman No Cry, One Love, and I Shot the Sheriff. He died of melanoma cancer in 1981 at the age of 36. You know that there are rumors about that the CIA gave him cancer. Did you hear that?
Really?
And some guy who died, some CIA person who died sometime last year confessed that he injected cancer into him as a way of trying to control what they thought was going to come from him, the uprising in Jamaica, because they wanted to control Jamaica. You haven't heard of that story? You should research it. Google it and see.
That's
Google will tell
interesting.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really trying to show the heart of the man, trying to show what really made him tick and and why he made the choices that he made, says the show's director, Clint Dyer. That's what he said. British actor and playwright Arenzi Kenny plays Marley, donning his trademark dreadlocks and displaying the moves and mannerisms he studied in archived videos and photos. Taking on the role was intimidating, but he said he leapt at the opportunity to tell the story of one of his childhood heroes. Get Up, Stand Up, the Bob Marley musical, which is written by Lee Hall, began previews at the Lyric Theatre in October 1, and the show is going to open officially on October 20. How do you feel about how do you feel about a non-Jamaican playing that role?
If the person is qualified, what's the problem? If
It's
they're
a non-Jamaican, and we have incredible Jamaican actors.
did they try out?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a good
Right.
question. And I
Right.
suppose
So
if you're an actor, you should be able to take on
any
any
role.
kind of role.
It doesn't matter where you come from, whether you're Jamaican or American or
But then the authenticity of the storytelling, and I mean, actors have to go through a method of, connecting with the piece and really telling the story so that people believe
right.
it. I mean,
So,
you already know that this guy.
so they're
I don't know.
trained. They're trained. Some of them may come here and live for a couple months, and sort of have an understanding of how we operate. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with a non-Jamaican acting like Bob. Yeah, you have a problem with it?
I don't know if I'm 100% happy about that because it's our culture, and I have a problem with other people telling our stories. I do.
Okay.
And it's not to say that they can't do a good job. And the truth is, it could be one person's perspective of a story that we are connected to. So it's not necessarily that they're telling our story for us. It could be a person's interpretation of a story about somebody from our country that they really admire. So I'm open to that kind of creative expression, and I can accept it in that context. But as a rule, I tend to, because I know we have a colonial past where there is a group of people who told us what we are and what we're not, and some of us are still living that, and some of us are still reeling from the negative effects of that. So I have a sort of an innate or sort of a default apprehension to other people telling my story. But be that as it may, I am also open to the fact that this could just be one person's interpretation of Bob Marley's life, and the person's free to tell that story because it's it's art.
Indeed.
So I guess that's how I feel about it. I never expected you to ask me, but I should have known. Anyway.
Exactly. You know me well.
I should have known. All right, I think we're going to tell you about something.
But that's it.
Something.
Somebody's saying, remember to say Happy International Rural Women's Day? I didn't know that was today or that's a day.
International what?
See, there it is. International
Rural Women's. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Well, Lorraine Clark.
I didn't know that.
Rural women. Are we sure?
Oh,
I'm sure Lorraine is sure. Well, Happy International Rural Women's Day. It seems so obscure, though. I mean, we have International Women's Day that we celebrate on March 8th every year. I didn't know that October 15 is International Rural Women's Day.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Hopefully, I remember that next year a little earlier than.
Lorraine, hope you'll be around to remind us if we forget.
Yeah. All right. Well, that takes care of our e-updates for today. And I think I'm going to go straight into tell you about this very interesting thing that's taking place this weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think we have the guests coming in. So set some time this weekend for an exhilarating traditional afternoon tea experience. The event is called Tea and Testimonies. And we invite Marjorie Scott Anderson to share what it's about. She's going to share some information with us. Hello, Marjorie.
Hi, Kalando. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate this.
Oh, yeah, man, my pleasure. It's an interesting idea. And I definitely want to know about this. So it's tea and testimony. Love it. So just from the name, I have a sense of what's to come. You're going to be drinking tea. And people are going to share testimonies. Is this a virtual event, in-person, hybrid?
It's virtual, and we're hoping to go in person, obviously, keeping the protocols. But currently, it is virtual.
And okay, so tell us why did you think of this to begin with?
Well, I actually started it about 10 years or so ago, but got distracted, and we did it live at the time, and it was just time now to restart for a number of reasons. And so we started last month and had quite good fun and interesting time. So basically, what we do is we talk about the traditional British tea ceremony, afternoon tea. Now, some people think afternoon tea is a time of day, but it is actually the name of the tea ceremony. Also, we want to talk about the high tea. People tend to think that high tea is the sophisticated tea, and it is not. So we discuss all of those things. We talk about the etiquette. There are various tea etiquette. So high tea is actually a regular meal with a pot of tea. Afternoon tea started with back in the 1800s, where this princess was married to a duke in England. It was World War days and so on. I think she came from Germany. And they had 3 meals per day, but in England they didn't. So she usually get hungry around about 4 o'clock. So she would sneak little pieces in, and thus afternoon tea is in the afternoon between 4 and 6. But also the pieces are bite size because she couldn't eat too much because dinner at 8 would then be a problem. So then she started inviting people in her room. So they would bring their little teacups in little handbags over. They would have a good little laugh and chit chat and go on from there. So it's the sophisticated one because of where it originated in the royal family.
So tea and testimony is not just come drink and talk about Jesus. You actually go to
right.
It's a bit of an education.
Right.
So it's not just the intellectual as well as the physical palate.
Absolutely. And we actually even sneak a game in. This month we're going to do bingo. So we sneak a day in. We also have a platform for young entrepreneurs. So this month we're having pizzazz pastries, and young lady Abby, she does delightful cupcakes, including guava flavor, and she's just very creative with what. So we're going to be tasting her product. I will be tasting her cupcake, and we will be talking. She'll be sharing about her product. And then, of course, we go into testimonies. And testimonies are not like I got saved 10 years ago or 100 years ago, but really current. What is God doing in your life now? What have you learned? What aspect of Him have you discovered? And then, of course, we close with information on the unreached people groups, which is about 1/3 of the world. And it is said that 75% of believers on this side are not aware that 1/3 of the world is in a category called unreached, and that they're unreached because of they have no access to either believers or scripture.
Oh, okay. So it's a pretty well layered type of event, you know, many courses,
Right.
courses in this high
Absolutely.
tea. So how do people participate? How just share
Okay,
with
so,
the
well, so you participate as in coming, attending.
yes, how could you be part of it?
WhatsApp 316-1057. That's 316-1057. WhatsApp.
Okay, 316-1057. And
And
just
of
one
course,
quick thing.
I'm sorry, it's being staged by the One Last Push initiative, and we focus on the unreached people group. So this is an event to engage the churches to become aware of the group while we have fun and
Yeah, and do
learn
something
about each
different
other.
and interesting. Yeah, and do something fun and interesting. So there are two things. So that's how people get involved. When is it being held?
Oh, it's tomorrow at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And
Saturday
so,
afternoon.
so
Yes.
it's third Saturdays, every third Saturday at 4 in the afternoon.
Okay, every third Saturday at 4. And I hear that folks can learn about beverages that they can make from lignum vitae.
Right, we're focusing. So every month we're going to focus on a Jamaican herb. So you know that tea is from one plant only.
Right.
So if it's not from
Yes.
that plant, it's not called tea. So we don't have herbal teas, although there are labels that label their boxes herbal teas. That's not so. So we're going to be looking at Jamaican herbs, including this month, we're going to look at the lignum vitae. And I have lignum vitae in my backyard. I have about 4 trees. And I didn't realize the extent of the health benefits of not just the leaves, but the flowers, as well as the bark itself.
Yeah, I think I've heard something about the bark some time ago. So that's going to be a very interesting discovery. So let's quickly remind people it's 4 o'clock tomorrow. This is Saturday, the 16th of October, but it's every Saturday at 4. And just quickly,
every third
Saturday at 4.
At 4.
Quickly, the WhatsApp number again, so that we can the WhatsApp number.
316-1057. That's 316-1057.
All right. Thank you so much, Marjorie Scott Anderson. Tea and testimony. That's what she was talking about. And that's how you can get involved and be part of that. All the best with tomorrow's event and the ones to come. All right, Marjorie.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, cool. Well, that's interesting. Did you know that much about teas?
Absolutely not.
Neither did I.
So we learn something every day, you know?
Huh?
I said we learn something new every day.
Yeah, and it's so great that there are lots of other different things to do, you know, especially if people are trying to find stuff because of how tough things have been. That's something that can be done virtually because everybody can just get their stuff and have it and come and, you know, be online.
And share in the moment, you know, give a testimony. Yeah, it's different. Something out of the ordinary.
If you're interested in missions and going out, then you have another opportunity to learn more about the unreached people group. If knitting is one of your favorite things to do, then join Katrina Coombs tomorrow for finger knitting workshop under the theme Knitting Your God. This happens at 2 Windsor Avenue, and you can call 264-8872 for more information and how to register. It starts at 10. And that takes care of our events segment for today. Some stuff you can do this weekend. It's brought to you by SpurOpen.com. SpurOpen.com is a Jamaican online platform designed to simplify online payments for charities, churches, and event organizers, as well as micro business owners. To register your events, go to spuropen.com/events. And when you see and click the button that says get started now. Registration is free, and you do not even have to have a paid event in order to get onto spuropen.com. So let's go to that. Stay with us. I think we'll go straight to Ian Spencer with Your World of Music.
Now let's take a break first. Soon come.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness invites members of the public to attend a vaccination site Saturday, October 16 to receive their first and second dose of the AstraZeneca and the single dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The sites are as follows: St. Elizabeth, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Santa Cruz Health Center, Black River Health Center, and the Sandybank Primary School. Trelawney, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Falmouth Health Center, Rio Bueno Health Center, and from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Albert Town Square. Kingston and St. Andrew, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the St. Joseph's Hospital, Maxfield Park Health Center, the Haney Park Health Center, and St. William Grant Park. Hanover, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Lucy Bus Park and the Askanish Health Center. Portland, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Neville Antonio Park and the Hope Bay Health Center. St. Mary, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Dover Community Center and Windsor Castle Bible Truth International Assembly. Clarendon, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Clarendon Municipal Corporation Compound, Spalding Health Center, Thompsontown Health Center, and the Lioneltown Health Center. St. Anne, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Queen Hythe Health Center, Mount Wadi Primary School, Madras Mobile Unit, Gibraltar Baptist Church, and Sedella Marley Booker Basic 9 Miles Basic School. St. James, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Mega Mart, and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Montego Bay Comprehensive Health Center. Westmoreland, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Savannah Lamar Health Center, Garliston Health Center, and the White House Health Center. St. Catherine, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Twickenham Open Bible Church, Linstead Anglican Church, Faith Temple Children's Church, Central Village Community Center, Old Harbor Bay Primary School, St. Jago Park Health Center, and the Brayton Primary School. St. Thomas, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at East Albion, all phases. And Manchester, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Mandeville Town Center, Christiana Town Center, and Alligator Pond. And from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at H&L Rapid True Value. Persons should take their vaccination card, a government-issued identification, or letter from a justice of the peace to the sites. Let's get vaccinated and get back to life.
Life comes at you fast and it can hit hard. Apply for the Credit Union Prepaid MasterCard from CNWJ with chip and PIN protection. Need a card with a personal line of credit for emergencies? We have that. Need a card you can use to shop online for that must-have item? We have that. The community and workers of Jamaica Prepaid MasterCard. All the convenience of a MasterCard. Discover the benefits of belonging.
Making money work for you is the ultimate money IQ move. Simply earning and saving cannot keep up with inflation. Instead, consider investing in the stock market. A stock makes you a shareholder and could entitle you to dividends. Buy enough stocks in the right companies and those dividends can really pay. It's a long-term move, but a good pick can build not just wealth, but a whole legacy.
Visit barita.com/opportunities for more growth coach insights.
Hey, this is Love on the One, the family station. It's 6 o'clock.
This is and this is your world of music. This is your world of music. This is your world of music. This is your.
Today we're going to feature, we invite you to feast your ears on some soulful tunes by our guests whose musical journey through conversations about worship, faith, relationship, using fusion of reggae, dancehall, R&B, and jazz. We welcome Ian Spencer to give us a taste of his new project. You're going to pop on right here. Hey, Ian, you're muted.
Yes, sir. Hearing me now?
All right. Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, greetings to you and your listeners.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, so we're going to feature about 4 songs from your 14-track album that is, it's been a long time coming, but here we are. What's the title of this? I think your album is called...
Great Is Your Love.
Great is Your Love. And that is one of the tracks that we're going to feature today. Just because we don't have a lot of time, I'd love for you to give us an idea of the journey you've been on with this. What does this project means to you? Great is Your Love.
Well, Great is Your Love, the project is a compilation of songs that celebrate God's love for us. That's the vertical and horizontal, how we should be vessels of that love, vessels and channel of His love to other people. The journey has been, it's been a very storied journey. There was a time I was sure, I would continue to record music and put out many projects. But actually, along the way to this project, I'd actually laid down the dream of recording and just started to share the songs with congregations across Kingston and the rest of Jamaica. And, then the Lord opened up a door to record these songs. Some of the songs that are on the album, but, it had to be the hand of the Lord, based on what is going on now. The song, the album is a hodgepodge of songs of worship, but it's also full of songs that encourage us to keep our confidence and trust in the Lord.
Okay.
Really heavy on that, and in this time, in the uncertainty of this moment, there are never too many reminders that we need to trust
Yeah.
in the Lord.
Okay, we're probably gonna have to bring you back for a deeper study, so to speak, of the song. But and we may have to just do 2 songs instead of 4 because we had some technical difficulties at the top. I don't know if you were
No worries, no
aware,
worries.
heard that. So let's hear the title track that you mentioned just now. The title track being "Great Is Your Love," and then you can think about the next song that you want us to feature as we give. This one's a nice turn on a classic there. Nice soulful. That one puts you in a mood.
I hear you, I hear you.
That one puts you in a mood. All right. So what's the next song you're gonna pick for us? That's the title track. Great is Your Love, and
It
that's
is. Choose Your
that's
Joy. Choose Your Joy. Choose Your Joy would be a great song on a Friday evening as we
Choose
prep
Your Joy. Isaiah, I think. Joy, is it Isaiah? It sounds like it should be.
Well,
Isn't that where the scripture about beauty for ashes, strength for tear, joy? No,
that's right.
maybe it's
That's
not.
right.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Isaiah 61, verse 1 to 3. Verses
There you
1 to
go.
3. Yes, Kali.
Almost felt
Well
like
done.
I
Well
read
done, Kali.
it.
Well done.
Ian, you have to come back because I'd really like to hear some more about this, more about your journey to this. I kind of know a little bit of the story, and it would be great to share with others. But we're kind of pressed for time today. Tell people how they can get the album.
Well, it's on all digital platforms, and this is a tough time right now. So if it is that you can't afford to get it, they're also on YouTube. So go look for them there at Ian Spencer Music JA. That's IANSPENCER MUSICJA. That's the channel name. But of course, it's always better if you buy. It gives us the opportunity to put out more music, and there's enough more where this came from. So,
yeah, don't I know it? All right, congrats on completing the project, Ian Spencer. The album is called "Great Is Your Love." You can check it out on all digital platforms, everywhere that music is available. Ian Spencer, search for it. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir.
Take care, Ian.
Blessings to you.
All right, and from that, we are going to go straight into our discussion. Heroes Day is right around the corner, and we've decided to start the celebration a little early. So joining us in that celebration is Jamaican-born actor, USA-based stunt coordinator, writer, director, filmmaker, and the producer of 2 award-winning documentaries. Welcome. The documentaries Akwantu, The Journey, and Queen Nanny, Legendary Maroon Chieftainess. Roy Anderson, welcome to Engage. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me on your show, Callie.
All right. So you're Jamaican. Oh, we're also going to hear from geologist and founder of Wellness Experience Jamaica, Paula Herlock, in a little bit. But let's talk with Roy, who is a Jamaican that hailed from which parts of Jamaica?
St. Bess.
St. Elizabeth, what? Breadbasket Parish.
Yes,
where
sir.
all the wonderful stuff, Treasure Beach and the like.
Some good food down there.
Yeah. So, but you're a stunt coordinator, and you've actually, what is that? Tell people what that is. If we know of stunts, and actually most of the times when you think of stunts, we're thinking about big action sequences. But stunts are what? Are we right to think of that? And is that all it is?
Stunts is dangerous. And a stunt coordinator is around to keep the stunt man and other people on set safe.
Okay.
But before you get to being a stunt coordinator, you usually have to, learn the ropes as a stunt man, and just, you try to be an expert in all these different things.
Okay.
That you're supervising other people who do.
Okay, but you say stunts are dangerous, but obviously stunts are pretty important to lots of storytelling in film, especially obviously action sequences. But even when they're not like big budget action sequences, they're still stunts, as in stuff that's happening to create. I don't know how to describe it, but I think you get what I'm saying.
Illusion.
Right.
Most people think that it's magic, but I mean, you have actually a living, breathing human being that shows up on set to fall out buildings or crash the cars or to wrestle with animals or, jump out of airplanes. Right. That's us that are doing those things. Yeah.
Well, and that's like, you would think that on a film, a stunt man, stunt woman, stunt coordinator.
Yes.
That's a different mindset, but you're also a documentarist. I don't know if that's the term that you're using now, and you'll be bringing the story. A filmmaker doing documentaries. You're going to bring the story of one of Jamaica's national heroes, Marcus Garvey, to the big screen, which is a film chronicling his entire life, and you're calling it African Redemption: The Life and Legacy of Marcus Garvey. How did you get involved with that project?
I have to thank Dr. Julius Garvey, youngest son of Marcus Garvey. You know, he was the one that actually lit the fire under me to at first consider this project, which was around the same time when I was finishing up my second film. This is on Nanny of the Maroons. And I said to him, you know, Dr. Garvey, as much as I would love to do this project, I can't do it. Because I'm the type of guy that, you know, when I dedicate myself to doing something, I want to do it 100%. I don't want to go part way. And so I thought that was the end of the story. But fast forward a couple of years later, you know, he and I connected, and we.
Oh, we're not hearing you.
Can you hear me?
Hearing you now, yes.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
All right. So, so it was Dr. Julius Garvey that really got me interested in doing this film. And, you know, as I said, we laid the groundworks for it, and I became the main driver of this film going forward.
And so obviously that's a big deal as a Jamaican and a filmmaker working in, you know, in America.
For some reason, I lost my. I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. And no, you're gone, and you're back. Are you hearing me now? Hearing me now? Nope, you're still not hearing me.
I can see it, but I can't hear what you're saying.
I'm not sure how we'll fix that. That is, wow. Okay, maybe we'll try and connect with Roy again to hear more about this. Okay, we're just going to go and talk to Paula, who's standing by. Geologist who's worked for many years in conservation of Jamaica's endemic plant species. She's now re-examining the biochemical constitution of these common and uncommon herbs and why they are beneficial to the body. Welcome, Paula. Are you hearing me?
I am. How are you?
Oh, hi, I'm
so
good.
I have to give you the story of where I am right now.
Yes.
I'm in the parish of Portland. I just left Kingston and we are on our way to a hotel. So we, of course, miscalculated our time dreadfully and we're thinking, oh, we'll be there in time. So I am like basically on the roadside under a street light.
Wonderful.
So I'm hoping you can see me well.
I can see you, and having given me the context, I very much appreciate the effort to make sure that you were on and to be talking to us about this. Okay, so is your name? I see the spelling here as Hercock, but I see Herlock on my script.
Herlock.
Is it?
Yes,
Herlock.
my name is Herlock. Yes, it is.
Are you related to Lisa Herlock?
Yes, that's my little sister.
Yes, I just saw your little sister today. Because she's helping us with something having to do with the vaccination. But yeah, so that's funny.
So you therefore see that it's two different ends of the spectrum.
Absolutely.
One is naturopathic and one is allopathic.
Well, yeah, she determined. Okay, and I see we have Roy back, which is, I mean, the conversations are very different right now. But I know Paula is on the street side and
all right,
doing her. So you said you're re-examining some of the stuff that you found out, Paula, and talking about some of the benefits to. Or how does wellness of the body tie in with trees and plants? Give us that kind of
Well, let me just say, first of all, before anything else, our forefathers, our grandmothers and grandfathers took care of us using the herbs of the land. And if you think about it, plants grow in soil, and soil are filled with all the things that plants are filled with, all the minerals, nutrients, vitamins, everything that you need to nourish your body is in a plant. Just like the animals consume, for example, grass, cows eat grass, and then we eat meat and we feel like we've gotten every single mineral and nutrient that we need. So plants have all of the properties that one needs to nourish the body. And it also has healing properties. So the whole pharmaceutical industry was built on the properties of plants. So ultimately, the scientific.
Okay, Paula is breaking up a bit. Boy, the technology is really giving us
formulation of.
solid fight
Are
today.
you
Paula,
hearing me?
it's great. It's coming in and out. I wonder if you could hop off and then hop back on, and let's see if we.
You know
Oh, there.
what's happening is I think someone is trying to call me and I declined and they called back again. So are you able to hear me? I hope they don't
So
call
it's
back.
interrupting thing. Yes, I can hear you at this point. And I know I do want you to. I mean, the conversation between you and Roy, they're not necessarily related, but I know that you're running out of time. So if you could tell me very quickly, because I know you said you are working on, talk to us about 3 uncommon herbs we'll be looking at. Stonebreaker, Spanish needle,
Right.
and tuna. Spanish
So
needle and tuna.
right. So those 3 plants are very common in everybody's yard. You can find the stonebreaker herb. It's called chanca piedra in Spanish. And so it's used all over Latin America and the Caribbean and Central America. Grows in the tropics. I wish we could show people how it looks. It looks like a miniature tamarind tree. It has its leaves just like a shea maca, but they're a little bit more rounded. And it has little seeds at the bottom of or at the back of the seed of the leaf. So it's called seed under leaf by people in the country. And that plant is so powerful. It's a lymphatic flush. It's a detox. It can dissolve kidney stones and a gallbladder stones. Now, you tell me, I mean, this herb grows everywhere in your backyard, in your front yard, in your flower pot, right? And all you do
You just boil. How do you take it?
right. So there's 3 ways to do herbs. You either make a tea, which is just boil the water, pour over it, and let it steep, or you do a decoction, which is when you put the plant in the pot and you boil it for a number of hours, right? And that's how most of the traditional Jamaican herbalists do their herbs. They put them all together and boil them for a couple of hours. So that's called a decoction. And then the other way that you can get the benefits from a herb is by doing a tincture where you put the alcohol on the herb and then you allow the alcohol to draw out the nutritional and herbal benefits from the plant. Okay?
Yeah.
Then the other plant is Spanish needle. Now everybody knows Spanish needle because that Spanish needle is bush. That's what you feed your rabbits. That's what you feed any animal that you have in your any animal that you have in your home that's not a dog or a cat, right? Now Spanish needle has a little white flower with a yellow inside and so on. Well, that is anti-inflammatory, antibiotic, antiviral, anti everything on that you can think of. You can take it for colds, flus, coughs, and it's a decongestant, right? So one of the reasons why I was so curious or really interested in all of this is because of what is happening with the pandemic. And knowing that our population is vulnerable, I kind of wanted to revisit it so that people would remember what we have had as our tradition for so many years, and that these benefits are at our fingertips at the drop of a hat. You know?
Yeah. And yes, the third one, which you have to tell me very quickly because unfortunately we had some technical challenges before, and so we don't have a lot of time to go. So tell me about tuna, which
is leaf of life, and everybody knows leaf of life. Leaf of life is one of these plants that you can literally drop the leaf in the dirt, and a plant will grow from the side of the leaf. So that's why they call it leaf of life, because no matter what, it's gonna start growing.
Life is there.
Yes, whenever you see a plant that's that vigorous, you know it has healing properties. You put it down and you think it would shrivel up and dry up and die, and it doesn't. That's a plant that's very valuable. And again, leaf of life has been very good traditionally for flus, coughs, fevers. So just drinking a cup of leaf of life can get rid of all of those flu-like symptoms, and it also helps to get rid of the mucus from the chest if you do have a cold. The last one that I'd like to run through very quickly is something that everybody in Jamaica knows. Everybody knows tuna. In
cactus?
Cactus, yes. In Central and Latin America, they call it nopal. And tuna, again, is very, very nutritionally dense in copper, zinc, and iron. Now, tuna looks like nothing. It looks just like water. It looks like that's all it can produce, but it is very powerful. And how you take tuna, you slice it up and you put it in coconut water and you consume that. Very, very powerful, and it's a very powerful antiviral. And as you know, we are dealing with a virus. And so just drinking tuna and coconut water daily will protect the body, build the immune system so that we are more resistant to anything that could be coming our way.
Right. Wow. I wish I could spend a little bit more time in your world to learn some more about this. Paula, I would just have to ask very quickly, how can people get in touch with you as we wrap your segment and run back to Roy?
Right. Well, we are at Wellness Experience Jamaica on Instagram, and that's really the only place we are right now. And Wellness Experience Jamaica really is about bringing back wellness, and wellness is not anything to do with sickness. It's the total opposite. We are trying to change the narrative from illness to wellness, and wellness through immersion in nature, eating very well, and being able to utilize the herbs that are available to us here in Jamaica. Jamaica has 80% of the world's healing herbs growing right here. So
wow.
Just
Awesome.
visit Wellness Experience Jamaica and you'll be able to get all that information.
On Instagram and everywhere. Wellness Experience Jamaica. Thank you so much, Paula Herlock. We will have to bring you back to do a further deep dive in some of these other benefits. Thank you for pulling off on the side of the road and standing on the Take care, travel safe, Paula. Yes, and I'll tell your sister hi. Roy, thank you for. All right, Paula. Bye. Roy, I appreciate you waiting, and you learn a few more things about some herbs today.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I have to apologize because I have to hop on another interview in about 20 minutes.
No problem. Yeah, man. We'll be done by then. No worries. Thanks for waiting. So you were telling us about. So now you're doing this project, but I mean, it's a big deal. Marcus Garvey is a big figure in freedom. I mean, his words continue to inspire many. How do you wrap your brain around the fact that you're gonna tell this man's story?
Let me tell you something, Kelly. I had some sleepless nights when the whole research process started about 5.5 years ago. And I got to thank my wife, Allison, because she's the one that really helped me to, work, get the narrative and the story ideas and have it come together. And it, throughout production, it went through different iterations of what it's going to look like. I mean, it originally, we looked at it as telling the story through the lens of Dr. Garvey. So we would call it Marcus Garvey, a son story. And then as I became the main driver, it became Marcus Garvey, the untold story. And finally, we settled on African Redemption, the life and legacy of Marcus Garvey, because for Marcus Garvey, his entire life was consumed with the whole project of redeeming Africa. And what do I mean by redeeming Africa? I mean, I don't have to tell you, but when Africa is presented in pop culture, not only that, but in academia, it's presented as this dark continent. Populated with uncivilized folks and things like that, right? For Marcus Garvey, he was saying nothing could be further from the truth.
Right.
So, this man born in St. Anne's Bay steps up on the world stage in Harlem, USA in 1916 and say to the folks, hey, you have it all wrong. You're a new Negro. You're not the person who was beaten down by the slave masters on the plantation and so forth. You should be proud of where you come from.
Yeah.
Proud of your heritage, right? And I think that still resonates today. I mean, especially with movements like the Black Lives Matter movements and so forth. There is that reawakening of self, right? They're examining the relationships in society, and especially when it comes to folks that look like you and I.
Yeah. And so part of your work was to talk with some of your international stars. I get Danny Glover is going to be part of this project.
Yes.
What is his
Embarrassment of
role?
riches in this.
Okay, give us a sense of who else is going to be part of this collective.
Danny, you mentioned Danny Glover, Lou Gossett Jr., Academy Award winner. We got international recording artists like Sean Paul, Chronix, David Hines from Steel Pulse, and of course, I mean, we have some real, genuine academic superstars in the persons of Dr. Rupert Lewis, who spent 7 years as an assistant to Marcus Garvey's wife, Amy Jakes Garvey.
Okay.
Dr. Carolyn Cooper is in it. There's a phenomenal professor from Emory University in Atlanta. Her name is Carol Anderson. She's everywhere on TV these days. And I don't know if you recall a movie called Judas and the Black Messiah.
I've heard of it. I've never watched it, but I've heard of it.
Well, it covered the murder, or should I say the assassination of the vice chairman of the Black Panther Party.
It's Daniel, the UK guy, is in it as well.
Yes, Fred Hampton.
Right.
So we have Fred Hampton's son that's also in this film.
Oh, look at that.
And we have a white supremacist leader who's also in the film.
Is it? You did say an embarrassment of riches, except for that part a while ago, but
right.
Right. Oh, but I mean, that's an interesting take, because I mean, we may not agree with the perspective of a white supremacist. Obviously, we don't. But it would be interesting to hear what that person's take on I guess Garvey's life. Oh, it sounds like an awesome privilege to be able to do something like that, and then to decide how to tell such a story, because clearly, even if it's a 3-hour documentary, it can't tell everything about Marcus Garvey. So you have to decide which part of the story you're going to tell and what's going to be left out. How do you make that kind of decision?
It's very hard because, the very first rough cut of the film measured over 3 hours. The final cut, which is going to be shown on television on Sunday and Monday, is 85 minutes. So you can just imagine.
Wow. Oh,
so
man.
85 minutes.
Yes.
85 minutes is the length of the film, right? So my general rule is you can't fall in love with any one frame on camera. If it's not going to make it, help to move the story, then it's got to go. I don't care how much I love those person in it. It's just got to go. And part of helping to tell the story in a very cohesive way is having somebody who's sort of like your traffic cop. That's a narrator. And I was fortunate to have who's many consider the top narrator in the business today. His name is Keith David.
Right.
And people would have seen him in movies like Armageddon, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Crash, Platoon, but he's an Emmy Award-winning actor. He just recently narrated the Muhammad Ali series on PBS. Right. So he's the man that's the voice on this project, and he's also one of my producers.
And this airs where, you said Sunday and Monday, where is it going to air for us to be able to see this great work?
So I've just been informed that it's going to be airing on TVJ Part 1 is 10 o'clock on Sunday night. And Part 2 will air at 9:30 on Monday.
Okay.
But for folks who want to watch the film in its entirety, they can watch it on PBCJ on Monday, Heroes Day, at 8 o'clock.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's like, so it's for everyone to see and to celebrate this great man who has done so much, not just for us Jamaicans, but for Black people everywhere.
It's not only celebration, Callie. I'm going to say that school is in session.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I was just about to lament, and I know we're out of time, that we don't teach enough about Marcus Garvey in Jamaica, and that's terrible. I know there are efforts, I know people do stuff, and so I'm not discounting those efforts, but I don't remember having attended high school, and I left high school a long time ago, even at the primary level. I don't remember a class about Marcus Garvey. I probably would have done a class at university if I'd done cultural studies, but I discovered the contribution, the wealth of Marcus Garvey's contribution as an adult. And I think I should have learned that as a child in this country from which this man hailed, because there are many people in other parts of the world who know it very early. And so I'm glad for this, what you've done, and that, something like this, because especially the generation of now, they learn through these kinds of media. And so I'm happy that you've done this, and I say congratulations to you. And also thank you, Roy, for driving this project and for bringing it to us at a time like this, when we're indeed this weekend celebrating our national heroes. And he was our first. Yes. And he's a hero to the world for many reasons. And so we appreciate the work that you have done, Roy Anderson, producer, filmmaker, writer. Did you say writer? Man, I'm giving you jobs that you don't do, and stunt coordinator. That's the part that I love, that your whole repertoire is so dynamic. Yes, it says writer, director, filmmaker, and award-winning producer of award-winning documentaries. And Son of the Soil, thank you very much, sir, for your work. Congratulations on completing the project. I know that it took a lot. It's obviously many years, and I'm sure it's worth it. And I'm going to make sure that I watch this weekend.
Honor being on your show, and have a happy Heroes Day weekend.
Thank you. And you too, wherever you are, because clearly you're part of what we're doing this weekend with your great creative works. So we appreciate you and the effort. Thank you very much, Roy Anderson, for joining us. And this is where we say goodbye from, not seeing me anymore, from another in the series Engage. It's your drive time and lifestyle and entertainment choice right here on the family station Love 101. I'm Kalando. See you next week. Are we done? Okay, I'm not hearing you. Are you? What's on for the weekend? It's Heroes Weekend. You're supposed to.
You may now disengage.
And fried dumpling tastes extra nice. It's new pack coconut oil you use.
You mean new pack everything? I use new pack coconut milk powder and then new seasonings in the rundown. Them all start sell flour. It's that and the coconut oil sweet up the dumpling.
New pack have more products?
Yes, child. And you know new pack are my brand from a long time.
True. You always talk about the quality and affordability.
Create something special with new pack. New pack, more than just value.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness invites members of the public to attend a vaccination site Saturday, October 16 to receive their first and second dose of the AstraZeneca and the single dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The sites are as follows: St. Elizabeth, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Santa Cruz Health Center, Black River Health Center, and the Sandy Bank Primary School. Trelawney, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Falmouth Health Center, Rio Bueno Health Center, and from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Albert Town Square. Kingston and St. Andrew, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the St. Joseph's Hospital, Maxfield Park Health Center, the Haney Park Health Center, and St. William Grant Park. Hanover, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Lucy Bus Park and the Askanish Health Center. Portland, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Neville Antonio Park and the Hope Bay Health Center. St. Mary, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Dover Community Center and Windsor Castle Bible Truth International Assembly. Clarendon, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Clarendon Municipal Corporation Compound, Spalding Health Center, Thompson Town Health Center,